There's my sleepy girl. Hi, Mimis. Are you snoring? Hi, Memes. Okay, I have to go upstairs and shoot YouTube now. Okay? Say bye, Mama. Bye, Mama. Okay, see you later.
Hey everyone, it's Catherine Westbrooks and welcome back to my channel. Don't you just love our dog Sophie? She is the cutest. She is 15 years old and she's our baby and we love her. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing her. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you my top 3 do's and don'ts for your Outschool classes and also showing you how I start and end each class. One thing I really wasn't sure about whenever I first started teaching for Outschool is how to greet your students and how to start class. All of these students speak English. And so coming from VIP Kid, I was very used to one way of starting class, and you do it really slow. Hello, how are you? And then Outschool is very different because these students speak English. And so I really wasn't sure how to start class and how to greet them. And so hopefully this video will help you out with that. I do release Outschool videos every week, so if you have not already, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future Outschool videos. And the real reason why you're here is what are the do's and don'ts for my Outschool classes. And guys, this is all just my opinion. I am not an Outschool expert. I did start teaching for Outschool on April 14th of 2020, and as of today, June 10th, I have taught 165 classes total, and I have a total of 348 parent reviews. Now, those were not all positive reviews, but as of right now, I have a 5-star overall rating, and so I have learned a lot over the past 2 months, and so I'm hoping to share with you some tips that I have learned and that have helped me, and hopefully will help you with your bookings and with your positive parent reviews. So let's go ahead and get started. So number 1 is that you don't want to give a general blanket greeting statement to all of your students whenever you first start class. It's very impersonal, and this is a really great opportunity for you to make a really positive first impression. So I recommend that you greet each student by their name, and I do have a system in place for how I do this, and so I will share that in just a second. But you do want to make sure that you give a personalized greeting to each student and that you say their name. That really helps to build that connection and really helps them to feel comfortable in your class. So a bonus tip, and this is what I use whenever I start my classes, is I have a sticky note with the names of the students that are enrolled in that class. And under the Classroom tab, under Learners, it's going to show you if they are new to Outschool, if they have had classes with you before, or if they're just new to you. And so I have a system in place where I mark their names. That way I know how to greet them. So if they are a student that I have seen before and they are not new to my class, I will put an asterisk by their name. If they are new to Outschool and it is their first class, I will put a WEL and I will circle it. And that is my hint that I need to welcome them to the Outschool platform because it is their first class. If they are not a new student to Outschool, if they are just new to my class, but they've had other classes before, then I will not put anything next to their name, but I will still greet each student. So I will show you an example of how I do this. So normally I would have this propped up on my keyboard right in front of me so I can easily see it. I'm going to go ahead and put it right there, so I'm going to show you guys how I greet my students. So for Amy, since she has an asterisk next to her name, so I know I've seen her before, I will say, "Hi Amy, it is so good to see you again, welcome back." For Joe, since he's new to Outschool, so I'm going to welcome him to the Outschool platform. I might say, "Hi Joe, welcome to Outschool, it's your first class, I'm so glad you're here." And then for Kate, because Kate is not new to Outschool, she's just new to me, I'm still going to greet her. So I might say, "Kate, welcome, I'm so glad you're here, welcome to my class." Another bonus tip that I wasn't really sure what to do when this first happened to me, but some students do not have their camera open, and it is Outschool's policy that we do need to verify that each student is actually a child, because there have been some instances where adults will take classes as children and they'll have their camera closed. This has not happened to me, thankfully, but this is an issue that has happened before, so we do have to verify that they actually are students. So what I will say if their camera is closed is I will say, "Hi so-and-so, I see your name, but I don't see your face. Can you open your camera really quick so I can say hi to you?" And then you can close your camera right back. And this has worked with every student that has had their camera closed. They will just open it really quick, wave to me, and then that's it. So it's a really quick process just to verify that they really are a child. Another bonus tip for how I start class is that I don't mute everyone on entry because I do like to hear the students say hi whenever they first come in. Then I'll say, "All right guys, I'm going to put everyone on mute so that way everyone can hear me and so that I can greet everyone." And then I will just hit mute all, and that will mute all the students, and then I will go through my list right here and I will greet each student. Number 2 is that you don't want to put your students on the spot and make them feel like they have to talk on camera, because some students just don't feel comfortable doing that. Most of the time, we don't know the student's background. There are times where the parents will send you a note before class so you will be prepared, but not always. Some of these students are hearing impaired, some of them have speech impairment, some of them have social anxiety, so we don't know their situations. So we never want to make students feel uncomfortable and like they have to talk on camera if they're not comfortable doing that. This kind of ties back into my tip number 1, where I do greet each student by their name. And I do that for 2 reasons. 1, so it helps to build that connection, but 2, because I do not want to go around and have everyone introduce themselves and say something about themselves. I hated that growing up. On the first day of school, whenever teachers would ask you to say your name and to introduce yourself and then tell something about you, that was like my worst nightmare. I hated that. I hate public speaking and talking on the spot. And so that was not fun for me. So I try to keep this in mind whenever I'm teaching my classes, that there are students that are very outgoing and very extroverted, and then there are students that are very shy on camera and very introverted and do not feel comfortable talking on camera. Now, you do want to give those students that are extroverted and are outgoing that chance to speak in front of their peers if they would like to. And so in most of my class descriptions, I will say, feel free to bring an item to share at the beginning of class. That way students are prepared and they have their item ahead of time at the beginning of class. But after I greet each student, I will say, all right, guys, now is our time to share. If you did bring something to class to share, now is the time to do so. If you would like to share, that's great. If you don't want to share, that's okay too. I also have the chat box set up where all the messages only come to me. And so I will tell the students, if you would prefer to type in the chat box and tell me what you want to share, then I can read for you. This will give those students a chance who might have a hearing impairment, a speech impairment, or just don't want to talk on camera. This will give them a chance to still have a voice and still share something. So then I will give each student a chance to share. I will go through my list of names and I will go down and call on each student and say, so-and-so, would you like to share? If they do want to share, I will unmute them and I will pin their video. That way they can share something. And then if not, then they can say pass. So they can unmute and say pass, or they can also hold up 2 fingers and that means pass as well, or they can use the chat box and I can share for them. So there's lots of options for the students who do want to share, and then for the students who don't want to share and who are uncomfortable, they still have an option. Number 3 is that you don't want to rush through the ending of your class and leave the students feeling like class was ended in an abrupt way. This is the students and the parents' final impression of you, so you want to make sure that it's a positive final impression. In most of my classes, the parents are either next to the student or they're in the background where I can see them. And so you do want to use that as an opportunity to invite them to take more classes with you. The parents are often listening, and so this is how I would typically end class. All right, guys, that is it for our class today. I hope that you guys had fun and I hope that you learned something new. I do have other classes that I teach, so I hope to see you guys in a class in the future. Bye, everyone. This can be a really great marketing tool for you because parents are often listening and they might think to themselves, oh, she was really good. I'm going to go see what other classes she offers. So it can be a really great marketing tool for you and really help to fill in some of those slots whenever you're first starting out. I hope these tips were helpful. If they were, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos on Outschool. As always, my email is down below as well as my referral link. Please reach out to me if you have any questions about Outschool or if you would like to apply. My email is down below and I'm happy to help you with anything that you need or answer any questions that you have about Outschool. And I will see you guys in the next video.